Hello, welcome back. Yeah, so today we are going to be moving forward again in our training session. In our last class, in the last session, we talked about security levels, right? Where we actually did an explicit work on security levels. We talked about the three basic security levels, which includes the object level security, the field level security, and the record level security, right? We also talk about org wide default, that is the least form of security system you have on your org, right? Yeah, we also talk about when records are being created, or when you have records, you can share it with either queues or groups or public groups, right? Okay, so today we are going to be going into another very important and key aspect of the course, right? Today's topic is more like a bridge. It's like a bridge that links everything we've been doing and automation. Okay, I know in the last class I told you that we'll be starting automations gradually, right? So today is just like a foundation, a beginning of that stage, right? Definitely the class is coming to an end soonest, right? In a couple more classes and we are done with this course, right? Also, I think I should mention this, right? I think I'm getting complaints that previous classes are getting lengthy, so I'm going to try to make sure I cover up in reasonable time and not make it too long. Okay, yeah, so just need to say that. Okay, so today, like I said, today's topic is more like a bridge between what we've done so far and starting automation. Okay, so also most likely we might touch up building or developing our first application today, and yes, I think we should, if time permits. I hope we'll be able to cover up everything in time so we can get to all of that, right? Okay, so without wasting time, let's get into today's business. So today we'll be talking about rules and rule assignments. Rules and rules assignments. You know, when you talk of automation, it's automation in the contemporary world. Let me start from there. Definitely will require some level of programming, right? Some coding. In other words, some conditioning, right? Okay, so when you see this, do this. When you see this, do this. When this happens, do this. That is automation, right? So that's why I say today's topic is kind of like a bridge, because we are going to be learning how to write rules, and writing rules definitely is building up automation. By the time we go into validation and the rest, you understand better. But okay, so we are just going to start from the very basic aspect, which is rules and rule assignment. So when you write rules, it automatically automates something, that is giving conditions for certain things to work in certain ways. Okay, so now remember in some of our previous classes we talked about lead and cases. Okay, so now we also said that when lead come into the system, regardless of the source, whether web to lead, email to lead, right, certain set of people are the ones that are going to attend to it, right? Either a user, or is coming to a group, a public group, or a queue, right? So now the way you condition which user gets to attend to which lead is what to bring us to our first rule. That's lead assignment rule. Okay, so the way you condition is that, okay, when you see this certain set of leads, direct it to this set of people. When you see this set of leads, direct it to these people. Okay, so our next on the next slide here, I have lead assignment rule, right? So I have it here on the screen that in Salesforce is an automation tool, can you see, that determines how leads are assigned to users or queues based on predefined criteria. It ensures that incoming leads are distributed efficiently among sales reps and teams, improving response time and productivity. Okay, so now what that means in essence, let me give you an instance. Okay, I have an illustration here. I said when rain falls. Okay, so when or before to explain that illustration better, I'm finding a way to put it so that you are going to get it. Okay, so to write rule in a lead assignment or case assignment, as the case may be, there will definitely always be a condition, then an action. You understand what I mean? A condition, then an action. Take for instance, when rain falls, put out the umbrella. See, that's two statements. One is a condition, when rain falls or when it rains, put out the umbrella. That is the action, right? So another thing to note, as I wrote here, you can only have just one rule per time, but that rule can have multiple actions. I'm going to try to show you in the org what that means, but just bear it in mind that you can only have one rule per time, but that rule can have multiple actions. Okay, now let me go further to use that illustration of rain. When you have like I said, there could be there's just one rule, but now there could be multiple actions. You can go ahead to say, when it rains, put out the umbrella and get the clothes. That is now two conditions for just one rule. Okay, so now let's go into our org so we'll see what that is. Okay, so I'm just going to go to my back end. I'm going to go to my back end. You know I will get to the back end, right? Okay, it's coming on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead to search for lead assignments rule. So I'm going to click on lead assignments rule, right? So now what we have here is the default rule. Now this one is active, so we are going to create another one and we are going to activate that one. As such, that will be the active one. Then it's going to have many other conditions underneath. So let's go ahead to click on new. I clicked on new. So let's call this let's say I want to call it 2025 lead management. So I'm going to say 2025 lead management. Sorry. writing. I'm going to type lead management. Okay, I'm going to go ahead to click on save. Now I can easily make this active or deactivate this. In other words, before then, let's go ahead to edit this rule. Okay, so let me go back here so you follow through. What I did was just to click on this 2025 lead management, then I'm going to click new rule entries. I'm going to click on new. Now this is what I mean by many actions but just one rule assignments, right? So this one I can just call it order 1. Now this is just to give it a kind of structured pattern to follow, that when this set of conditions are met, do this, right? Now when that is not enough and you want to create further rules, okay, you can just, so that one there just like to give it a kind of hierarchy status. Okay, it will base this first. If these are not met, check this. If these are not met, check this. Okay, so that's just why I have one there. Alright, so then I'm going to go ahead to write order, fill up the other spaces. Okay, run this rule if the criteria meet, then so now this is what, using that rain illustration again, like I said, this place is where you kind of write the condition and this value is where you have the action, right? So for instance, let's say we are working with lead, right? So let's say if lead industry, okay, we have anything like that. Okay, good. Lead industry. If lead industry equals, I can just choose any of this industry. Let me just use Agric, right? It's not selected. Okay. If the lead industry equals to Agric, remember that where I selected lead industry and Agric is from the fields that are present in the lead, because you know the record or the object lead has its own fields, right? So and the fields are what are going to be filled in, what the users are going to fill. Okay, so out of those information is what is more like a filter system. Okay, like, so when this particular field equals to this, send this record to this set of people. That's just what it means. Okay, so now let's say we have a kind of organization that handles Agric, that has different departments, that has agricultural department, that has finance, that has electronics, that have health and all of that. So in the pick list value for lead industry, definitely you know that's the pick list value. That's why we have multiple industries, right? So in the pick list value, you just use it to, you know, anchor it to different set of ownership, the kind of set of people that are going to own it, right? So that I say when lead industry equals to Agric. Now see, select the user or queue to assign it to. So I can easily say I want to assign it to a particular user. If it is just user, I'll leave it on user there and I'll search and I'll select whichever user I want to. So I can decide that I don't want it to be given to a user, I want it to go to a queue. I can click on queue and come here and it will show me all the available queue that we have, right? Can you see the last queue we created the last time was automobile insurance. So you know what, let's just quickly create a queue on agriculture, so we can easily use that to assign it, right? So I'm going to go here. Let me just click on save. We'll come back to edit it. Okay, invalid data. Alright, so let me click on cancel. So I'll come back to edit it. So here I'm just going to go to queue. Alright, so I'm going to create a new queue and call it Agric. Remember from our last class we created all of this. So if I want to add a mail, I can do that, description that, right? So now I can say, okay, the objects where I want to pick the records from. So this, in this instance, we are talking about lead, right? So I'm just going to look for a lead. I'm going to enter it, right? The set of users that I want to access, I want them to be able to access the queue. Okay, so I can just say, okay, I want this person, I want this person. Okay, from rows, I want this person, this person, this person, this person. So I've not selected anything. Imagine, see me, so this person, users, this guy, let's say I want this guy to be on the queue, right? I'm going to go ahead to click save. So that queue has been created. So now I'll go back to my lead assignment rule. I'm going to edit that one we are working on just now. So I'm going to click on edit or new entries. I didn't enter the entries the other time. So here I'll create one. Then let's say lead industries. Okay. Equals to agriculture. Then assign it to Agric queue. Do you see that? If I want it to have an email template to send to them, to notify them, I just click on template. I'm still going to do more on templates later on in future classes, right? Do not reassign owner, blah blah blah. Then I click on save. Good, and that is done. Okay, all I just need to do then is come and click on active. Now I should not make it active. Never make your lead assignment active until you are finished doing the setup, because if it is active, any lead can come in at that period and it just take your record into where you will not even know where it is stored. Okay, but once you are sure and ready to make it available for use, then you make it active. Click on active. Let me click on edit. Yes, so I can activate it. So I click on save. Okay, so I haven't done that. So now let's go to lead assignment tool and see something. Can you see something here now? Can you see that since we make it active, only this one became active? The former standard rule was deactivated. That's show that just one rule assignment can be active per time. So now let's assume, let me give an instance. Maybe you have in 2023 a company that has 5 departments with just one worker all through. So over the year, as 2025 has grown such that now they have up to like 10 different departments with over 50 workers in each department. You know that the rule assignments to how they handle their lead that you have in 2023 will not work now. So now, assuming you want to create, all you just need to do is just create a new lead assignment and activate it, then the previous one will become idle and the new one will work. So per time you cannot have more than, for any reason you can't have more than one lead assignment active. Okay, so the next thing I want us to go into here is case assignment. Definitely very similar, very similar, just that this one handle cases and it is on the service cloud. You know that our case on service cloud, right, is similar. Let me just show you that quickly. So case assignment row, just the same. So I'm going to go ahead and just create one very quickly. So I'll call this 2025 2025 case assignment. Okay, I'm going to click on save. Then I'm going to go ahead to edit it. I'm going to click on it to edit it. Then I'm going to click on new entries. Then I'm just going to write this, make this one in first entry, and let's say we have case. What should we use for this one? Let's say case status. Okay, equals new, assuming. Then assign it to, you can assign it to user, definitely not necessarily queue all the time. Assign it to certain user. Let's say this one user, I've assigned it to this user. Then predefined case themes. This is optional. It's selected predefined case themes. That is, you just want to add more case themes to it. But for now, let's leave this. I'm just going to go ahead and click save, and that is done. It's similar, and that's the way most of everything works when it comes to rule and rule assignment. A condition and an action, a condition and action, a condition and action, and that's all. Okay, so to make this active, I'm going to click on edit, and I'm going to come here, click on active, and click on save. Okay, so we are not going to go ahead to test. We're going to go ahead to test the lead assignment we created first. Okay, so but before we go ahead, I want to show you something. So let me go to my lead from my front end. Let's say I want to create a new lead. It's loading. Now, it is open. Now, you see this assign using active assignment rule. Can you see? It might not be there on your own hog. Let me show you how to bring, because as an administrator, while testing, you should see this. You are the one that should give it a go ahead, because if you do not check this box or it doesn't bring this check box for you to fill, then the rule will not be active on the new lead or whatever is going on in the org. So let me show you how to get that done. All you need to do is go to your page layout, your lead object page layout, lead, sorry, object manager. I'm going to search for lead. Okay, so I'm going to go to my page layout now. Now, one way to know which of the layouts is for this particular user, that is my own user, I'm going to click on, I'm just going to click on page layout assignment, and you are going to see which particular layout is assigned to me. Now on There should be system administrator here. Okay, sorry, system administrator. So this is the layout assigned to me. Car marketing lead, blah 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 layout. So I'm just going to go ahead to click on the layout there. So it will take me to my page layout interface. So you just come to this layout properties and please set this to default. This lead assignment checkbox, set it to default, then click OK, then you save. So if you go back to your org now, let me reload this guy. Okay, so I'm going to click on new. So I'm filling all the major places, name, Mr. This, okay, yeah, let me just assume, can the record already exist? Okay, let me change one of the name. Let me just call this JCCL. How come? JCCL. Let's say John. Okay, so what else do we have necessary? Okay, the address is why it's like that. Let me change this to okay. So what else do we have like necessity? Okay, then lead industry. Don't forget, where do we have that? Where do we have that? Because that's the condition for our lead to run. Do I have lead industry on this layout? I hope I do. I don't have it. Oh. Okay, let's cancel this. Let's go back to our layout and add lead industry. Come to my page layout assignment. Since system administrator, I'm going to click on my own layout. It must have been during that fields. Can you see industry? It's not there. Why? So let me just put it over here and click on save. I hope you understand what I'm doing. All this should be familiar with all of this. So come back here, I'm going to refresh this and click on new. I'm going to click on new and enter the details. Okay, let's say John. This guy, right? Time. Okay, company JCCL. Okay. Now industry should be somewhere. We brought it in now. Oh, it's not. I haven't loaded. Why now? Oh. Okay, I'm going to save it. all the same. I'm going to refresh it, so I'll just edit it. I just went to details. To see if I can get industries here now, so I can easily edit it. Good. Where is industry again now? Oh. Is it mice? Budget, list, source, title, website, email, blah blah blah. Industry is here, okay. So let's agriculture, right? And click on save. Can you see? Yeah. Hope we permitted it to use that lead settings. So we assign the lead ownership to go to the agriculture queue, isn't it? I really don't want this class to be longer, but it is what it is. Don't worry, we'll find a way around it. Okay, so let's just search for lead assignment rule. I don't want to, okay, it should be assigned to Agric, Abi. So let's check. Let's confirm the owner right now. That's what I'm trying to do. For one reason or the other, the owner is not actually changing. He's using me as the owner. I think that is because of my page layout. Okay, but try it from your end, and definitely this lead owner should be Agric Q. Okay, it should be owned by Agric Q. Alright, and that's what you should get. I'm trying not to make this class longer, so see you in the next session. Alright.